Hello, guys, and welcome back to once again another live stream here on the Formula Racing League YouTube channel. Today, it is going to be a Super Sunday race in the F1 League, as it is going to be France today. And I've got a co commentator. It is not going to be Edward Pearson, but it is going to be Niall. Welcome.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. All right, so we will be going on to the introduction from the track, which I usually do very quickly, as the qualifying already started. So we need to get into that really quickly. So here we have got the race of last week, where we saw the Rudiger win, Muller up in P2, and Ricky Republic in P3. It was Hungary. Unfortunately, I wasn't there last week, but I heard it was a pretty amazing race. So let's go straight over to the track information. As I already said, it is going to be France, and the track is going to be Circuit Paul Ricard. So the population is going to be around 65 million people, with the first Grand Prix being in 1971. The most Grand Prix won on this track is by Schumacher. He has won 8, and the quali record is somewhere around a 128. The lap record is around a 132. So quite a big of a difference between the quali lap and the lap record. In consideration with other, well, if you in comparison with other circuits. Then you've got a short qualifying with a, what is it going to be again? A sprint race and a 50% race. I was totally forgetting what I was going to be commentating today, but it's going to be 27 laps. The best overtaking opportunities to happen in turn 1, turn 8, turn 11, and sector 2 straight, with a circuit length of 5.8 kilometers and the race distance of 157 kilometers. So this will be the strategy prediction of myself today. The tire degradation rate is quite all right, but I forgot to change the tire overheating probability. It's way higher, guys. So especially during the first few laps, you're going to be having a lot of heated tires. So most definitely wouldn't suggest to start on the soft. As you all also can see on the predictions, you would also almost have only one strategy where you can go onto the softs. So I suggested a medium hard, a soft hard, a hard medium, or a hard soft, as those four are actually the most common ones. But I will ask Niall what he would suggest here in France.
Are we talking about the sprint race or the 50?
The 50, the 50.
The 50, I would start on mediums. Mediums is always a good strat to start on. Softs, you're always leaving yourself open for a really bad strategy. If the safety car doesn't come at the right point, or if there is no safety car, then you're severely limiting yourself strategically. One thing I would say, based on what you just said, was the tire overheating probability. Now, that's actually only an issue if you put high tire pressures. Now, most people will run very high tire pressures for their time trial laps, but when it comes to the race, they'll drop that almost to the minimum, because everyone knows that tire heating is a massive problem on this game, especially this game. But I would like to think that if anyone's got a good strategic mind, they would not have high tire pressures. So I don't think there's going to be an issue with the overheating. But if there is issues with overheating, it's a setup issue.
All right, there we go. So the one and only expert is going to give his view on the.
Interestingly enough, sorry, I've just seen a driver in here that I actually know.
Who is it?
NLR Wazowski.
Oh, there we go. All right. So I'm going to talk about the prediction. Well, you can do the predictions. You can do the predictions, as I would love to hear you. Well, you of course don't know the predictions because you don't know anyone of this league. Is Wazowski any good, or is he all right?
Well, he actually used to be my co-owner in the league that I owned.
Oh, there we
He's
go.
a very good friend of mine, a very good friend of mine. And I had no idea he was in this league, which is absolutely crazy. I'm going to message him after this. But no, he's actually a very good driver. He's just getting back into league racing. He's very fast, but can be inconsistent and has been known to spin. He's my friend, and my nickname for him is Spinderella.
All right, perfect.
So
Then we are
there's
putting.
a very high chance he might spin.
All right, we're putting Wazowski as biggest loser of the evening. The Ruder is going to win the race. Muller up in P2, and I'm going with Specky Cabbage in P3. So let's go straight into the qualifying. As the qualifier already started, we've got Niall also in the lobby. And as you can see, these standings are also on the left side of your screen. So I'm going to be talking about them a little bit while we are watching a couple of guys in a quali lap. Let's have a quick look what it is looking like standing wise. As we've got the Rudiger with only 1 point on Molar up in the standings. Sausage Joe is trailing by a couple of points. Sport in P4 and Specky Cabbage in P5. So the Rudiger and Molar up once again having a very heated battle. As it does seem like Sausage Joe is in the lobby, so he might get a lot of points on the board today for the Alpine team, as we were seeing Alpine in P1 in the constructors and Haas in P2. It doesn't seem like Haas is a good second teammate, as I'm gonna have a quick look. It seems to be Blanks. He is known to be a very fast driver, but unfortunately the Haas team is trailing by 39 points, and then we've got Aston Martin with almost 100 points behind. All the way at the bottom, we're seeing Ferrari and Williams struggling a little bit to get a couple of points on the board. Alfa Romeo and McLaren were having a battle with each other to capture P7, I think it is. So what are your well, strategies setup wise? Would you use a lot of downforce? Would you use a lot of straight line speed? What would you use?
The thing with this track is you kind of have to find the right balance. It's not like tracks like Monaco and Hungary where it's automatically almost a 50-50 on the wings. Here you have to find the right balance because there are so many straights, especially with the DRS. They are massively important, but there are a lot of fast speed corners as well. So you have to find the right mix. It's kind of like a risk versus reward scenario. Do you go with the 2020 wings and, you know, have a lot more straight line speed, but struggle through the fast corners where it's a little bit twitchy? Or do you go a little bit more safer where you're faster through those corners, but you're going to bog down on the straights? So it's a bit of a mixture. Personally, I like to go for the low wings and risk it. That's where you win.
Yeah, I mean, it's more difficult to make an overtake through a corner than it is through a straight, right?
Oh, of course, exactly.
There we go. Yeah, I mean, it is risky going into turn 1 where you need quite a lot of downforce to be able to make that corner, but still. Downforce is where you're faster throughout the corners, right?
Yes, yeah.
All right,
The more downforce you have, the faster you are through the corners.
There we go.
But
All right, I was always mistaken with that one, because people told me that higher downforce makes you faster on the straight, but that wouldn't make sense as it also makes you faster throughout the corner. So
no, higher downforce, yeah, it sticks you to the corner.
we've got 3 people battling here, going side by side. Pretty interesting.
In qualifying.
Yeah, Dom and his teammate are actually having a quake. I don't know what it is.
Have a look at the Rudiger, because I mean I was looking at the championship standings there, and I'm kind of confused as to why he's in 12th.
Probably had a little snap. He's always one who tries to set the qualifying last. Well, last on track, but wants to be in front of everyone with the qualifying, of course.
Let me turn my game audio down so it's not reverberating back.
Seems like your buddy is in P1 right now, 130.1. Not too bad. Not too bad. The quality record on this track is a 128.3. So
I don't know what this league is in terms of you know, how high up it is, but I know for a fact that he used to do, you know, like almost esport level shit. Sorry for swearing. But he does a lot of league racing. He's probably involved in about 6 league races. He probably does 6 or 7 league races a week.
That's crazy, to be honest. Yeah, this league actually has how many members do they have? I thought they had like 1,200 members. Not too sure. But it's also with Assetto Corsa combined.
Yes, I was looking at the channel. I wasn't sure if I got the right one because there was a lot of interesting stuff on there.
Yeah, it is this one. Hopefully we've got a few watchers. Oh, we've got 6 watchers. There we go.
Do you commentate on the Assetto Corsa stuff?
No, I don't. I don't have the game. I did have a little ask whether I could do it, and he told me, yeah, you can do the endurance races.
That would be interesting to watch, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, but
I mean, I'm not very good at Assetto Corsa. It's one of those games where you need a wheel. But I do like sim racing. And that's proper racing, man. The tracks, I mean, I saw a couple of the videos on there and the views that they had. And one of the last videos this channel had was an Imola race. And I would be very interested in watching that.
yeah, I mean, I could try have it to go, but the thing is, I'm just very well known to talk about everything except for the race. So yeah, that would be a little bit of a well, during an endurance race it wouldn't be a
Oh,
problem because you cannot talk for 24
oh,
hours. What's up?
De Rudiger's just gone pole with a
Pretty good.
130.066.
A minute ago already, but don't worry about it. 130.0 is actually very fast.
The only thing I'm
You
looking at now is it TTG Sean? Is he in the top 3 in the championship?
Oh no, he isn't. We've got the Rudiger, Muller up, and Sausage Joe.
Well, Sausage Joe needs to improve from 13th. He's only got 2 minutes.
He's coming out right now, so shouldn't be a problem. I do know he's got the glitch in him, so.
I'm not gonna lie, I love the names of these people. Oh, it's brilliant. Specky Cabbage, Sausage Joe. Pat yourselves on the back, gentlemen. Absolutely brilliant.
You also have Gandhi in the lobby. There we go.
Got Gandhi. Oh my god. And it's not Gandhi, it's Gandhi's flip-flops.
Oh my days, yeah, indeed. The Rudiger retired from the session already.
Oh, did he do that in the pits or was that out on track?
I think he did. I think he did in the pits because he didn't have enough time to come out again and set another lap.
And look at the full track map. Yeah, the yellow flag was in the pit lane, so yes, that would have been.
Yeah, I wonder if
Sector 2 though.
there's the Red Bull going slower. I mean, let his teammate go through, but everyone is on an out lap, so I think they're just waiting to get each other a little bit of room there.
How many laps is the sprint race out of interest?
Oh, it's always a third, so I think it's going to be around 9 right now. As the 50% is 27 laps.
I'm going to give a bold call here, but I reckon there might be 1 or 2, maybe one in the top 5 that goes for mediums in the race. In the
sprint race.
In the sprint.
Yeah, I mean,
more. I'm not sure if those softs could reasonably last the distance, and I think you could maybe, with the straights here and the DRS, if you fancy yourself as around the same pace as the guys around you, I reckon you could hold that gap with the mediums and then potentially use the tyre deg advantage at the end of the stint to potentially, overtake and then win the race.
Also, it's medium tires are going to have less tire overheating probability. That could come into play too.
God.
The interesting thing you said about overheating, sometimes it doesn't even have to do with the tire pressures. Sometimes, I mean, tracks like Saudi Arabia. No, not Saudi. Yeah, well, Saudi Arabia, you've got Sector 2, I think it is. You've got a lot of overheating.
If you put them on minimum, you'll receive very minor problems. Trust me. Because I remember doing a league race a few months back, and it was Zandvoort, which is very bad for tyre.
Ooh, it's horrible.
It's horrible. And I accidentally put my time trial setup on, where my tyre pressures were absolutely maximum. And I could barely go 3 laps before I was just losing 2 seconds, spinning, sliding. It was horrible. I do the same track now with the same setup, but I just have no tire pressure whatsoever, minimum. There's no issue. Alright, so who have we got on the lap?
Sausage Joe just put a 5th fastest lap in, so he will put a 130.6.
Oh, he's going to go pole. NLR Wazowski, he does not
600.
Stay second. stays second. We've only got one more person on the lap. Don Fotherington.
Comes across the line
And he
though.
did not go quicker.
11 for Dom. Not an amazing result, but I mean, can't blame him. France is a horrible track in my opinion. It's fun to drive if you're good at it, but you're not really.
I tell you what, 1.1 seconds from first to 11th isn't bad.
Actually, it isn't, and only 1.3 tenths between first and third is not too bad either.
Yeah.
There is 1/10 in between 7th and 9th, I think it is.
That's quite a close qualifying.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to make it interesting for the race.
I think the guys up front didn't really do a lot of practice, and the guys behind did do a lot of practice, which makes the qualifying a little bit closer. Because I did see some races where the qualifying was not this close.
I think France is just one of those tracks. You know, like Japan, for example, the last race you commented on, the qualifying gap was massive in my mind. I couldn't believe that the positions where everyone was. It was like a second difference, half a second difference to the next car. Whereas tracks like Austria and France, and I think Britain, are generally, you get more grouped together. You know, like Austria, for example, there's usually only a second separating the top 10, unless you've got some insane drivers in the league.
I think it's also the tracks that are more known. You know, you're giving the example of Silverstone, Austria, and France. A lot of people put a lot of practice in this, except for, well, Japan. You're not going to put a lot of practice in this, and you're not
No,
really
I think
familiar with the track.
I think it's more the technicality of the track.
Could be too lower skill gap or something.
Not just that, but France, Austria, and Britain are very high-speed tracks with a lot of straights and a lot of DRS zones and a lot of places to like pull the gap back. Whereas you can gain a second and a half on someone in the first sector of Japan and then just disappear. It's very technical. It's like Monaco. You know, if you're good around Monaco and you're not good around Monaco, then you're going to disappear. If you're not that good at Austria, you're still going to stick to the back of the guy in front of you. I don't know. Anyway, hopefully we get a good race.
I'm gonna have a quick look tire-wise. Ooh, everyone is on mediums.
Oh, I was thinking that the soft wouldn't last.
The game is glitching a little bit. Not too sure what's up. Interesting. Elwood right now, I think. Yeah, it should be.
The top 8 that score points for this, correct?
Yeah, it is the top 8, and I think I'm not too sure if they're using. Well, I comment a lot of leagues where they're just using the same points as an actual race. So it would be like well, then they're doing like 40 points for P1, and then in the sprint they also get 40 points.
40?
Yeah, 40. Yeah, it's crazy. And then P2 gets 35 or something. Like,
but that's not actual rules.
No, it's not actual rules, but they do it so that everyone who finishes gets points. Because, for example, P12 gets 10 points, then, for example.
Oh,
just to make less people retire.
It is kind of level. Yeah, I get it.
I mean, it's not a bad rule if you think about it.
I have a similar rule in my old league, to be fair. I used to have a thing against Abu Dhabi being the last race on the calendar, and I always used to switch it with Brazil. Right,
Brazil is a good track to have as last race, though.
Yeah, I know, it's amazing. It's the best track. It's the best track to have last. And I made it 100% race. And some people were like, oh man, that's going to be crazy. I don't know if I'm going to finish. And I said, as an added incentive, if you finish the race, we'll give you an extra 10 points.
Ooh, oh my days. That is crazy. Yeah, just to keep it consistent, you know.
Exactly.
All right, so we're off the line. Well, not off the line. Everyone is on their grid. It is going to be 5 red lights for season 6, around 4. And away we go, as it is going to be the
Good start by
Rudiger.
everyone, especially the Rudiger. Very nice start there from pole.
Going 3 wide in turn 1, though. Muller up, Wazowski and Marcel there.
Muller up. Oh! He manages to make the move stick. He's got past the Ferrari.
Wazowski now is thrilling by 2 tenths, as he's got Marcel on his tail. Marcel doesn't seem to have a good exit here coming through that corner, as the top 3 takes a small lead from the rest. Sporty makes the move, as it is going to be Specky Cabbage all the way at the back of the grid right now.
Gandhi's flip-flops, Sport Crazy and Specky Cabbage all off track.
Avalis and Don are having a battle. It's going to be a 3-way battle for P8 here, as Sean tries to get in the battle. Don is getting spun there. He loses his car.
Oh my. I saw the sparks. I didn't actually see the incident.
Fastest second sector for Wazowski right now, so that might indicate that he has been running a fast, well, a straight line speed setup. There is already a gap forming from P5 already to P6, as it is going to be 2 seconds in between the two. And I think this is what we can expect, you know, you're seeing a big gap in the driver standings, and you're also seeing that getting implemented in the actual race, as there's 2.2 seconds, 2.3 seconds already. Was right behind the Alfa Romeo Lazosen right now.
Oh,
Takes the defensive line.
Just caught on to that battle there.
Lazosen with a better exit throughout the corner. He's gonna take it
behind Storm and Cavolis. He's gonna make the move on the outside, switch back. No, not quite.
Pavel is at a decent exit there, which didn't give the opportunity to Sean to make a move or even try. And now he takes quite a bit of a lead onto the straight. I don't think without any help of DRS he's going to be making a move. Wazowski was pretty close to Muller up to, as it was only 110 between the two. Wazowski now has a better exit coming out of that corner, but so does Muller up, as he might be able to make a move throughout turn 13, I think it is.
The bending tears. Oh, he's making them. Oh,
Wazowski down the inside there.
He's gonna stick it. He's gonna make it stick.
Oh, Muller up back again, down the inside there.
No way.
Oh, side by side, and this is a really dangerous corner. Little bit of wheel banging there. They're still going side by side through sector 3. Muller up goes wide. Wazowski down the inside. He's gonna make it stick. Who has the better exit? That is gonna be important.
Oh my. No, don't.
Little bit of wheel banging.
Oh. Oh my.
Takes it in. Wazowski's.
No.
Oh no. Oh, this was a good battle, to be honest.
Cinderella, what did I say?
Yeah, it was the curb. He touched on the inside there, though.
Yeah, I know, but that's what he does. All right.
That's what he does.
What he does. Oh, that was insane, though. What a battle.
Wazowski.
Funny story why it's called Wazowski, but yeah.
Muller up seems to have caught up to the Rudiger. 2 tenths only between the two. As it is going to be Sean with a good exit here. Makes the move down the inside into turn 13. Doesn't make it stick though. They're going side by side. Cavalis has backed out of the move, as that will be moved on for the Williams driver.
The Rudiger literally looks like a matter of time. I think he'll have it done under DRS the next lap.
These guys are actually well known to have a lot of battles. The first race of the season was actually in Belgium, and they had a battle for like 22 laps straight.
He's gonna make move around the outside. Ooh. Yeah. As soon as he got the DRS, it was over. Is he going to make a comeback in the next sector, though? That's the question.
No idea what you're meaning with iPhone leak, Phil, but it should be somewhere in the descriptions, I think. I'm not too sure. Or in the information panel, somewhere around there. Zaski seems to have made the move on Carlos there. Cavol is now around the outside of Sean.
Oh, he'll be angry. He'll be trying to make his way through as quickly as possible. So keep an eye on Wazowski.
Pretty close to Lozosen too, and we already saw a gap early on between P5 and P6. And P6 was actually Lozosen, so I think there's going to be a lot of pace difference between Wazowski and Lozosen. So he might be able to make quick work out of it.
If he's smart, he'll wait for the DRS and get him on the main straight, on the home straight.
Blizzard doesn't have a good exit coming out of that corner. Takes a pretty interesting line there throughout turn 15. What is it? I think it's 15. It's turn 12, apparently. Yeah. Rudiger now doesn't take the opportunity of making a move. Wazowski around the outside. They're still going side by side, and he
Gets it done. Very nice.
He might have had a little dilemma there, going through that corner as he spun earlier on there.
Yes.
Sean gets the first penalty of the sprint race here. 3 seconds for the Williams driver. So that will drop him 3 positions. We're now pretty close to the Alpine driver as Sean has made the move on Cavallis. Wazowski with a 3-second time penalty that will drop him back 2 positions as he's got Lozosen and Carlos Gil right behind him. Still 3 more laps after this one, well 4 more. So he might be able to make the gap, but I'm not too sure if that's going to be happening. So it's Joe pretty close to Marcel.
Without he's received a penalty.
That's what I just said.
I didn't actually hear you, sorry.
No, don't worry, don't worry. 3 10s between Joe. He's taking the inside line there. Doesn't have a good exit. He does have the DRS. And will he make the move? It does seem like it. He already gets past Marcel before the corner is there. Beautifully done by Joe. But the Rudiger pretty close to Muller up. I had a league race here yesterday. It was horrible, you know. I went into, well, the race started lap 1,
you
right?
Actually raced?
Yeah. Yeah,
wow.
I did.
I didn't
yeah.
You could do that.
Well, what is that kind of comment? I know. I used to be a good racer.
Oh, Marcel's just been given a 3-second penalty.
I used to be a good racer, you know. I used to be pretty good.
Same,
yeah,
man.
I mean, I was racing in lap 1. Well, in France, lap 1. I got turned. Well, where was it again? Turn 5, I think it was. 1, 2, 3. No, turn 4. I just got completely spun out. I was furious. I did a full qualifying.
Turn 4?
Sorry?
Which one's turn 4? Is that the left-hander before the right sort of hairpinny kind of corner going onto the back straight?
Yes.
Yeah, another one. Yeah.
Horrible corner. You know, there was a guy on my outside. He just completely turned into me, and I didn't have anywhere to go. Spun. The Alpine crashed into me. Did a full qualifying to get spun out in lap 1. Absolutely furious.
It's horrible when it happens.
Oh, it was actually for this league. I remember it. It was for this league. Well, it was the realistic league, so. Realistic performance, of course. No, I was in the Alfa Romeo, because that's where I'm...
I'm joking.
Oh, okay. I get it.
Give you Lewis Hamilton's car, yeah?
Oh. You're gonna make a lot of people mad seeing that. Hamilton. Lulu. 3 10s now between Sport and Specky. You see how I changed subjects there? You know, it's kind
Yeah,
of a
that was very skillful, man.
that's
Yeah,
right.
that was smooth.
Strategic.
As Carlos Sainz would say, you are a smooth operator.
I need to make that my third song. You've got ooh, bump it up, and you've got the safety car song. Now you've got a smooth
Safety
operator.
car, safety car.
Oh, I really need to make that song. I don't know why I haven't already. It is a safety car. Do 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 do. I need to change it like each week. Like sometimes
Safety car. Do, do, do.
I need to make a rock version too, like safety car, or something like that. Yeah. We've got a three-way battle between Specky and Don and Sean right now. Only 2 tenths separated between the two. Well, 3, to be honest. But it is going to be an AlphaTauri Williams battle today, as we've got no other Williams in the lobby. So, well, there you've got it. There's
Yeah,
going
with
to be
2
a
laps left to
possibility.
go, this is a two-way battle for the sprint race win, I think. Sausage Joe, I thought he had a chance, but he's basically stayed the exact same gap.
Oh, sorry to interrupt you. Don has made the move on Sean there, as that will be the first AlphaTauri getting past the Williams driver. Now the next target is gonna be Carlos for Don, but I think that's a little bit too optimistic. As he's
3 seconds off.
Yeah. Maybe with a crash though, that could help.
I wouldn't bank on anything just yet. Sean might make the comeback here under DRS. He's not got much battery though, but he's definitely got a speed boost on him. So straight back past Don.
Here we go. He's got a battle back. Wazowski with another 3-second time penalty. Oh.
Where does that put him? Let me have a look at the time
I think around
difference.
P8, P9. No, P8, P7, somewhere around there. I think P7 because Sean has a penalty.
Yeah, 7. Yeah.
Oh, Don and Sean are having a heated battle here throughout Sector 3. He has made the move down the inside. He's going to push the Williams driver a little bit wide there.
Sean. Oh, very clean racing.
These guys are keeping it clean, to be honest. Imagine now spinning someone out after we said that. DRS now for Sean. And that is going to be moved done. Is it going to be moved done? Maybe Specky on his teammate. No, he's going to keep it clean though. They cannot battle too much point-wise for the AlphaTauri teams. Sean loses it. Last lap of the sprint race. And that is going to be the Williams driver dropping out of the points.
Sean.
Gonna go to the lead. Gonna go to the lead. Last sector here for those two, and they're within 1 second of each other. So we might be able to see.
This is the time to do it.
Coming across the line, we might see a photo finish between these two.
He's gonna make a move around the inside. He's gonna dart in.
Oh, he goes right to the outside. Oh, that was pretty close there.
Very nicely defended.
It's not gonna be a move, I'm afraid. I know that Rudiger is just gonna try and keep it clean. To be honest, this 1 point. I mean, for the driver standings, it's important, but I don't think you need to risk everything for a sprint race. Yeah.
I think if that was the last lap of the Grand Prix, that might have been different.
Yep.
And he got the fastest lap. I'm not even sure. Does that give a point in the sprint race?
Yes, it does.
Then I'm sure he'll be very happy with that.
Wazowski gets dropped. Two positions. There we go. Wazowski is warmed up. He says, "Wazowski, I've got a buddy of you in the commentary." He says, "Hello, Niall."
Hello. Mate, that's crazy. I didn't even know you were in here. I had no idea you were in here. No, this is my commentator for another league I'm in, and I'm good friends with him. So I asked if he wanted a co-commentator, so I just joined.
Are we good friends? Are we good friends?
Yeah, I'd like to think so. Wait, unless you're gonna just like crush me right here and now. I mean, you know.
Well, I mean, you know what the thing
This
is,
could be
you're.
like blind date or some shit, like side men. Be like, nah, pass. Oh dear. What are you doing spinning around anyway? You must have known I was here when you started spinning around.
Right, so we've got Muller up in P1, the Rudiger to capture P2, and Sausage Joe in P3, Marcel in P4, Luzozen in P5, Carlos Gilla in P6, Wazowski in P7, Fortington in P8, Specky Cabbage in P9. And we've got Sport to capture P10. Unfortunately, all the way from P9 to P13 don't get any points, as we need to get this through real quick. That will be sprint race over. So yeah, what was your first opinion here on this track, on this league?
Honestly, incredibly clean.
Or except for their.
So I kept expecting to see someone, you know, accidentally bump someone or do something, and there was none of that. It was very good, clean racing.
Yeah, indeed. Oh, by the way,
Close
Wazowski,
racing
if
as
you're
well.
listening to the stream, how is the quality of Nile? Because we kind of came into the into the into the stream without testing anything, but how is the quality? Is it a bit alright, or is it loud? Is it not loud?
He's gonna say I sound like an idiot because I know what he's like.
Not getting any response. He's probably choosing his strategy right now. What tire will he go on?
No, you know what he's doing? He's eating a potato. He's Irish. That's what they do. I'm part Irish. I can say this. It's fine.
I'm going to Ireland for 4 months, so I can say the same, I guess.
Oh, when are you going to Ireland?
From September till December. September, October, yes.
Why are you going for so long?
Because I need to do an internship. I'm going to be working with Atlas Copco.
Where are you doing it?
Dublin.
Dublin. Ugh.
Where does the come from?
Right. So no. Everyone in Ireland, Dublin's like scum. Like no one likes people from Dublin. I'll be honest
Seriously?
with you.
Oh my days.
Yeah. No.
Sounds
Not
like a
saying
great.
that you'll be like hated on, but like people from Dublin, like nah. Dubliners. City capital bastards, right?
city boys.
To be fair, my mum doesn't live too far from Dublin. I might have to come down and visit you, my man.
I'm gonna visit your mom.
Wow.
I'll be dry for 4 months. I need to do something.
I can't believe that just went there. I can't believe that just went there.
Apologies.
Jesus. I'll forgive you. I'll forgive you this one. Right, let's get back to the race.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the race.
All right, tire-wise, what are we looking at?
Actually, let me have a look at the tires. Pull it up.
Wazowski has gone for an interesting strategy. He's the only one on mediums. Yep.
Come on, Wazowski.
You know what the thing is? There's not a lot of safety cars in
like
France.
Mike Wazowski from Monsters Inc. because he actually only has one operating eye.
Is it?
Swear down, he's blind in one eye.
That is fucking lit. Calling yourself Wazowski. That is fucking cool.
You know what I mean? I always used to call him Wazowski, and he's finally changed his.
I should change my name to Belgian Jesus.
Bah.
It's where my logo also comes from, because I look like Jesus, you know.
Yeah, that actually is really cool logo, though. I love it.
Thanks, appreciate it. Well, if you take a look at my logo, it's actually Jesus, because he has this little, I don't know what it's called, like he's got his like dress. He always wears a dress, like the thing over his shoulder.
Dress. Jesus dress. Yeah.
He wears the same, so
It's a toga, I think. I think it's called a toga.
Yeah, yeah, it is. I told the graphic designer, I said, look, here's what you do. You make a character based on Jesus looking like me. He said, done. This is a cool idea. I said, sure. He made this in like 3 days or something.
Nice.
Absolutely great.
Oh, excuse me.
Don't worry, don't worry. Bless you, bless you. Oh,
Wait, no, you're Jesus. Thank you for blessing me, my child.
oh, there we go. There we go. Like the Belgians would say, in de naam van de Vader en de Zoon en de Heilige Geest. Amen.
Oh, Avada Kedavra. Alright, I'm gonna go on board with
All right, here we go. Everyone is on the grid. It's 5 red lights for the France Grand Prix Season 6 Round 4. And away we go.
Great start from Wazowski there. He's on the inside of the Red Bull. Might make a move on the inside. Oh, no, he's going to back out of it.
Oh, the Alfa Romeo!
Oh.
Touches with Wazowski there. There's a little bit chaos.
I
Cavalry's
thought
made
he
the move.
spun before. I think there was contact before. He definitely made contact after the initial spin, but I don't think he caused that. That might have been someone else.
Did not cause it. He did not cause it. I can confirm as I caught it on stream.
That's great.
Yeah, so Wazowski, if you need footage, just look at the stream. Bang, bang.
Has he got any kind of damage though? That's the question.
That is a good question. I don't see any visual but damage.
No. His left and right end plate seems to be correct.
He's pretty close to Specky Cabbage too.
Yeah.
You're gonna say something, by the way.
No, I was, but you would, yeah.
Go ahead. Go
right,
ahead.
Yeah. I've got a bone to pick with you.
Me?
Yeah, it is, yeah. Not the last race. No, maybe it was the last race. No, it wasn't, because I don't remember getting end plate damage. But the race before the last, I was listening to the stream. Saudi Arabia. Yeah. And I bumped the wall and I knocked part of my right wing off. And you were like, oh, it looks like Nara might have some right side pod damage on his wing. Or something like that. And I'm like, what did he just say? Like, did you just say I had some right side pod damage on my wing? I was like, how can I have side pod damage on my... What? And I was like, no, I have got damage, but on my end plate, not my side pod. Because that's the thing that's actually on my wing.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, I didn't know what the name was, so I just said the side pod of the wing.
yeah, the side pod of the wing. Yeah, no, the side pod is the thing on the side of the car. There's nothing to do with the wing.
I mean, the side pod of the wing makes sense somehow, as the side pod of the car is the one on the side. Well, I mean, you can see where I'm coming from.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you're just being difficult.
Yeah, maybe. All right.
Now Muller up in P2 with 4 tenths behind the Rudiger. It seems like the Rudiger has taken the lead, as Muller up was actually in P1 in the starting grid. He has lost 1 position. Wazowski being the biggest winner already with 4 positions gained. So did Specky Cabbage. You've got Gandhi's flip-flops in P7, gained 6 positions. He must have run very hard with those flip-flops. Or driven.
Say, if you did not mention the flip-flops there, you're missing something. But no, we're in a similar situation to the sprint race currently, because Mollerup was just behind Rudiger in a very similar situation on the same tyres. And then as soon as the DRS became active, that's when he made the move, and he never looked back. So let's see if the same thing happens again.
And it seems like Wazowski already caught up to the 2, so we're gonna see a 3-way battle, maybe seeing Sausage Joe entering the battle too.
It would make sense. He is on the medium tyres, Wazowski. He is going to have the tyre advantage there.
Yeah, Wazowski also just bringing Sausage Joe with him. Having a little bit of a tow, 1.1 second behind Wazowski.
He hasn't got the DRS though. That's going to be annoying for Sausage Joe. You know what it's like yourself as a driver when you just beyond that reach.
And right now with a good run down the main straight, he makes the move down the inside, and that will be moved on for the Williams driver.
On whose side?
Cavalry's. It happened on Cavalry's. Don spun, so did Marcel. Marcel lost 9 positions as he was in P4 at the beginning of the race.
Marcel.
Now all the way in P13, unfortunately.
As long as he can bounce back and, you know, at least try and do something, you never know, late safety car.
Yeah, it could happen, you know. I don't see why people would retire so early in the race, because I mean it's only lap 3. You're definitely gonna have a safety car some point in the race. As he's not even that far back. He's 3.7 seconds, so with a good run, you're gonna get there.
Exactly. You just got to stick in. You never know what's going to happen. And, yeah, just hope for the best.
Yeah, and so such sort of situations also makes you drive faster because you want redemption for yourself, and just you're mentally stronger, and you're gonna be like, all right, now I've got to drive faster, and you actually do most of the times. You know, Sport being pretty close to Calvalis, as he is 5th in the championship, I think. Sport, or is he 4th? He is actually 4th, so he's got a lot of points to catch right now. Because I mean, Specky Cabbage is in P5. We've got Moller up and the Rudiger in P1 and 2, who is actually in P6. It seems like that's going to be Blanks. He's not in the lobby today. And then yeah, the other guys are not really close to Sport. Sport down the inside here of Cavalis. They're going side by side into turn 11. Oh, they're having a little bit of a touch there throughout the corner. Still side by side, still touching. Cavalis makes it stick, and that is going to be move done by the McLaren driver. Oh, he goes wide and he takes Sport with him. And that will be a crash for the Aston Martin driver, unfortunately. Marcel has gained a position thanks to that.
See, we told you it's not all doom and gloom.
Lozozen with a good X. Oh, Cavalis. He has the straight line speed coming out of that corner there. That was crazy. Lozozen has the DRS.
The warnings of the drivers, because I think I've seen Wazowski potentially get a couple of corner cutting warnings here.
Oh, Lozozen also got a warning, I think.
Sport has got a penalty.
And he crashed. He is causing yellow flags in sector 1. Lozozen now. Does he have a good exit coming out of this corner? Let's have a quick look. Gandhi is also pretty close to Carlos. Now down the inside into turn 8, I think it is. Or turn 7. It is turn 8. Turn 7. No idea. He has made the move before the corner was there. So is Lozozen, as he got past Cavalis pretty easily. That will be move done for the Alfa Romeo driver. So actually we're seeing a lot of moves on the main straight, but not too many on the through the corners, as we saw Sport and Cavalis having a battle throughout sector 3 here. That didn't end too well, but hopefully we can see many clean battles going forward during this race, as Sporty catches too many penalties here. Not too sure what's up with him, but he might retire in the pits, as he doesn't really look like he's really gaining a lot of time on the guy in front of him. So he might give up. I know that Sporty is not really someone who would like to be in the lobby if he doesn't get a good podium. Ooh, Moller up maybe with a warning there. I'm not too sure if you're still watching at the warnings, looking at the warnings.
I was trying to watch, but my entire thing is glitched out, and I now cannot exit Race Director, which is fantastic.
Maybe you should buy a PS5 then, instead of sticking to that PS4.
Oh, wow.
That is a good comment, right?
Yeah, no, fair. Maybe if you buy it for me, yeah. You can have to send me an invite back.
Yeah, with all my commentary money.
Yes, that's the one.
I'll send you a new
But no,
invite.
I was looking at it, and no one has a penalty in the top 4.
Ooh, Don now. Oh, Wazowski has a 3-second time penalty though. He just received it. Do you need another invite or?
He must have got 2 warnings. He only had 1 warning when I looked.
Oh, Wazowski now pretty close to Moller up. Do you need an invite or not really?
I'm gonna see if the previous one works. If it doesn't, I'll let you know.
Zowski now being pretty close to Moller up, but he's got 3 seconds to make up to these two. And I'm not too sure if that's going to be the case, because later on these guys will be on medium tires and he'll have to be on the hard tires, of course, if there's not going to be any safety car. He's got the DRS right now, going into turn 1. The Rudiger actually has a good exit coming out of the last turn, as that is turn 18, if I'm not mistaken. Specky Cabbage also pretty close to Sausage Joe, and I think it's going to be a 3-way battle at the front and then a 2-way battle for P4. And then at the back, I mean, also some good battles for points, as we've got Lozozen, Dawn, and Cavalis being pretty close to each other. Up still 5 tenths behind the Rudiger, and it doesn't seem like he's catching any time throughout the corner, so Moller up might not have the right strategy setting wise, well, setup wise, as he's not gaining any time on the Rudiger, even using the DRS, which we did see him gaining some time on during the sprint race. So
I was thinking, I was watching the top 3 during like lap 3 or 4. I was thinking that maybe he's dropped his because Park Ferme is obviously on, so maybe he's dropped his front wing a little bit, or he's altered something to give him a little bit more top line speed, because the Rudiger definitely seems to have more of it this race than he did in the sprint.
Indeed, I'm not too sure what's up with this, but Moller doesn't seem to be concentrated too much as he comes out of the last corner, and he caught a lot of curb on the outside, and I wouldn't go for a lot of curb on the outside there coming out of the last turn, but it seems like Moller up did. Also, Wazowski cannot seem to get past Moller up, and the Rudiger here is he's still trailing by 6 tenths. Ozozen, who seems to be pretty close to Sean. It's a 3-way battle for P8 right now, as Don has caught up to Lozozen and Sean. And he's gonna have the DRS here, talking about Lozozen. Sean seems to be swerving a little bit, but nothing too severe. Lozozen has made the move before the corner is there, and he will gladly take P8 on the board for the Alfa Romeo team. Now, Moller up is a little bit closer to the Rudiger, but as we said, he's a little bit faster throughout the straight, so he's definitely gonna lose time here throughout sector 3. And I think, you know what the thing is, just before you've got the straights, you've got a very heavily technical section where you need a lot of downforce to work with. And yeah, if you've got that distance already of like 5-6 tenths, there's no way you can make that up with only DRS, because right now we saw that Moller up only caught up 2 or 3 tenths throughout the straight, even with the use of DRS, and he still has 46% of ERS, but the Rudiger even has 70, so not too sure where the problem lies, but it could be that the Rudiger is just a little bit more consistent throughout the race than Moller up is.
Or maybe he's just biding his time.
Yeah, it could be too. You know, the closer you are, the more tire degradation you're gonna have, so maybe he's just trying to maintain his tires and just try to keep Wazowski behind him, but not really battle too much by Moller up. And Specky Cabbage now makes the move on Sausage Joe, as that seemed to be a very easy move down the main straight going into turn 8. Now he's gonna try and take the lead. Don, who makes the move on Sean here, as that is moved on. Marcel, who is not anywhere close, but he's having a little battle with Kavlis, hopefully in a couple of laps. Don 8 tenths behind Lozozen. Moller up once again 6 tenths throughout sector 3. He's just not getting close enough. You know what the fun thing would be, like getting into a player's lobby, like party, and just talk to them, ask them what their strategy is, and that would be fun. But I don't think it's possible.
You know, I tried that once.
Sorry?
I tried that once with my league.
Didn't work?
We had a guy. I was looking for a commentator for ages, and this guy just randomly messaged me and goes, "Oh, yo, man, I'm American. I know quite a bit about F1. I'm actually studying to be a sports broadcaster in California, and it would actually be really good on my CV, like resume or whatever, if I could have, you know, like some kind of experience. You know, if you could vouch and say that I did this, this, and this." I was like, "Yeah, man, fucking." I was like, "Yeah. Come on board straight away." And he was like, "It'd be really good if I could like talk to people during qualifying and all the rest of it." And I'll be honest with you, about 50%, maybe 40% of people were up for it. Most people were like, "I want to concentrate, I want to do this, I don't want to talk to people during the race." But quite a few people were. So we were all in an open party, and he would mute all of us and then unmute us when he wanted to chat to us. So, like, say I come in from a fast lap in qualifying, he'd be like, "Oh, so no, you just come in from the pitch, you know, how did that last flying lap go for you? How are you feeling?" I was like, "Oh, to be honest, man, you know, I invalidated my lap. I was really pissed off. I'm gonna put a new set of tires on. I'm gonna go straight back out there." And he's like, "Oh, thank you for your input, and we'll go back to the race." And then he'd be like, "Oh, so and so, you've just set the fastest lap of the race. How do you feel?" "I'm fucking fantastic, mate. I'm fucking," you know, and all that. So it was good, but I found that most people weren't interested in taking part in it.
Yeah, understandable though. You would like to keep your concentration on the race, and you know when you're talking to someone, you're out of concentration, and you can easily make a mistake. And like tracks such as Saudi Arabia, where you need a lot of concentration the whole track. I mean, I could understand that it's gonna be difficult. I don't know which track it was he was having it on.
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
Oh, bad league owner.
No, that was many years ago. I couldn't tell you what league race that particularly was, because I mean, we did it for a good few races, but it was interesting. And while I do like to concentrate while I'm on my lap, I have no issue while I'm in the pits or something like that of being joined in a party. Like, I've often thought of just telling you, like, I'm going to invite you to an open party, and if at any point you want to ask my input of, like, what the hell's going on, why did you do that, just join the party and I'll tell you.
You know, this podcast we're going to make, I swear this is gonna work. We're already talking 1 hour full of crap. Ooh, Wazowski now coming into the pits. But yeah, I mean, we're just not focusing on the race at any point. We're just talking.
I actually forgot there was a race.
Yeah, we're just talking about our live experiences. There we go. I mean, it's also interesting for the watcher to hear. I mean, hopefully.
Of course. Hopefully, yes. That is the aim. So Molorov is still within that second gap. Still got that DRS. What is the ERS situation? About 3 laps ago, I think there was a 20% difference.
Yep, the Rudiger definitely had a little bit more.
Yeah. So it's currently 52 to Rudiger and 33. So it's pretty much stayed the same, but dropped in terms of the gaps remain the same, but they both have less than they did before. So no one's been saving anything. It's pretty much stayed the exact same. So we haven't missed much. It's all good.
There we go. Sausage Joe now pretty close to Specky Cabbage. He has been behind the AlphaTauri driver for already a couple of laps now. Really draining his tires. Not too sure if that is the strategy that Sausage Joe has hoped for, but we're seeing an Alpine 2 and 4 as they're gonna score some good points in the championship for the Alpine team.
The thing I'm going to keep an eye on is I've just changed my gap to leader. Now we have Wazowski, who was the only person on medium tyres pitting to hards. Let's see that gap to first, to the leader. If he can get that maybe below 18, maybe 17 by the time they pit, maybe he can do something. But he has got that penalty, so if there's a late safety car, that's going to disadvantage him massively.
Yeah, and he's also going to be on the slower tire at the end of the race. You would also have to hope for a little bit of a battle between the Rudiger and Muller up once they come out of the pits again.
I would think so. But I think if he can get maybe 16 seconds, because it's currently 23.8. If he can get a good, like, maybe 7-second lead once they pit, and as you say, they fight each other, then that could potentially hand it to him. You never know. It'd be an interesting one. I'll keep an eye on that.
And it might also get a penalty, you know? You never know. The guys up front?
Yes, of course. It is a long race. We're not even halfway through yet. Well, we're nearly halfway through.
Now we're having a look with Don, who seems to be pretty close to Lozozen, but not close enough to make a move here throughout turn 11. I mean, Sector 3 is always a difficult one to make a move because the corners are very low speed, and you know, low speed corners are not always the easiest one. Well, it's mid speed, so
But they kind of are, in the sense you just have to be brave enough to go for the move.
yeah.
Sometimes you just have to jam it up the inside. I mean, you've seen me for a couple of races. You know I can go for some weird overtakes. But one of my favourites around France in particular is actually the last corner. So you've got the long left-hander, like the sweeping left-hander, hard braking zone into the right, onto the home straight.
Yep.
If you can sort of half stick it around the outside, or like sort of jink it to the right-hand side, just at the end of that sweeping left-hand corner, you just stick it up the inside. You just halfway brake, halfway through the corner. You just stick it up the inside. You absolutely send it. You can send it. I love that corner so much.
Why would
It's
you
kind
make a
of like,
move if you got DRS anyway?
because then you've got DRS and you've already overtaken them.
I mean, it's a risk you don't have to take, you know?
Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
You clearly haven't seen me. Yeah, that sums me up.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to take the move, you just take the move, but it's gonna be a risk combined with it. So we might be able to see a move from Moller up on the Rudiger here. He's not gonna use ERS, but he definitely has the ERS. There we go, the hard tire runner. And I wonder when the top two are gonna come into the pits. Are they gonna go into the pits at the same time?
Cabbages in the pits. Seems like a routine stop. Yeah, no issues there. No wing change. Everything normal.
Medium tire selected? Yes, he is.
Only person, Lizoden, is also in the pits, the Alfa Romeo driver.
I do think that Muller up is going to come into the pits one lap earlier than the Rudiger is, because he has been behind the Haas driver for already 15 laps. So I think his tire degradation is going to look a little bit worse than the Rudiger's. The more you're going to be behind a driver, well, this close really. Oh, Muller up being pretty close to the Rudiger right now. But the closer you are, the more dirty air you're gonna have, the more tire deg.
That's very true, but it's less bad on. It's not as bad on this game as it has been. There's many things on this game that are worse than the last one, but tire deg in terms of dirty air is not one of them. They kind of like low-keyed that down because the whole point of F1 this year was to reduce that. So in the game, they sort of made it a thing.
He comes into the pits, and now we'll have to take a quick look with Wazowski at where he is. Let's have a quick look. 20 seconds between the Rudiger and Wazowski. Is this going to be working?
Muller made a huge mistake there. He should have been the one undercutting him.
Yep.
I don't think he's, unless the Rudiger gets caught up in traffic.
Maybe overcutting. Overcutting would would work too.
If he gets caught up in traffic, overcutting generally only used to work when refueling was in form, but he doesn't seem to be caught up. He's only 2 seconds behind Don.
3 seconds behind Wazowski, so it's not going to be a problem. Wazowski who has a little snap coming into sector 2 there. I mean, the Rudiger will have to pass Don first before getting to Wazowski. But I do know that the Rudiger is a pretty...
I tell you what Mollerup could do, you know. If he really wanted to go for the win and he thought, maybe my chances are done, he could potentially maybe stick it out for another 2 or 3 laps and then go on for the soft tires.
Ooh. I'm not too sure if that could work.
I would be looking at that. If I was in his position, I would be looking at that. Not saying I would do it, but
sorry for the interruption, but Lozozen now has made the move on TTG Sean. It was a really close move there. Sean, who seems to be weaving a little bit and letting the Alfa Romeo driver know that he was not happy with the move there. So I'm not too sure if it was fully clean or if it wasn't.
So Gabby split flop. He's coming out. Where is he going to come out? I would expect Wazowski and maybe Don to get past.
Right behind the Rudiger, so not too bad actually, as he has fresher tires.
And the Rudiger get past Don at the same point. So he's going to have to get past Don now before he can get back onto the rear end of the Rudiger.
Yep, the Rudiger really pushed that lap right there. And now Mollerup also has some lower tire temperature, because coming out of the pits you only have 70% tires. Well, 70 degrees. Sorry.
Yeah, I know what you meant.
yeah. Before you already you once again are going to correct me with the side pod thing earlier. DTG Sean being pretty close to Carlos, because I think he has been overtaken by the Red Bull driver. Mollerup now makes the move on Don, and that is going to be moved on. Having a quick look at DTG coming through sector 2. Is he going to be making the move? It doesn't seem like it, as he doesn't have a good exit coming out of turn 8 or turn 9. It is turn 9. It's turn 9. There's a 1.5 second distance between Mollerup to the Rudiger. Will he be able to get that? I'm not too sure, because Rudiger is also going to be battling with Wazowski, so this might be an opportunity for Mollerup to come a little closer. And
but if they're both sensible about it, they have got that DRS. They can just trade DRS. And that will not help Mollerup.
If you're Wazowski, would you like to give Mollerup, the Rudiger a little tow?
No, I think he's going to try everything in his power to try and win. It's not going to happen, but no, he's not going to be friendly.
Yeah, he's got a penalty, and when you've got a penalty, you've got nothing else to do. You want to keep the guy that you're battling with as close as possible to the guy that, the other guy that you're battling with, in
the hope that they get a penalty.
Yeah, and also bring a third driver into play that hopefully they crash both. Well, both crash. Well, as a driver, I would hope that, having a penalty, just hoping the other guy would crash and into the other guy.
Like, I once won a race. I had a 3-second penalty, and I was 2.5 seconds up on the guy in second, and I was pushing like mad. And I got to 2.6 ahead. I got to 2.7 ahead. I got to 2.8 ahead. On the last lap, 2.8 ahead. And he gets a 3-second time penalty, and I won the race. And he said to me afterwards, he says, I was pushing like mad, man. I thought you were going to get to over 3 seconds. I was pushing, and then I got the penalty myself. If you don't push, they're not going to push. And if they don't push, then they're not going to get a penalty.
It's true.
So you have to...
That is very much true. Yeah, that's actually a good insight. Ooh,
Oh,
the Angels are playing right now.
oh God, let's not get into baseball. Well, we invented baseball, as I showed you. Yeah.
Bro, I don't care who invented baseball, but the US is bettering you in your own sport, though. Ah, now we're quiet. The Astros are not doing very good, are they? 3 for 6? 3 to 6? I
They'll
mean,
recover.
they'll recover.
I don't
Oh
care
my
that much
days.
for it.
The Angels are already up 3-0 in the first inning. Oh, love it. Love to see it. We're
I
gonna
just
be...
hate Mike Trout.
Ah, fuck you.
And my other American friend is a big Atlanta Braves fan.
Oh no.
Well, he lives in Atlanta, so
You're doing good. You're doing good against the Padres right now. I
no,
think
they
they won
lost
a
to the
3.
Padres.
No, they won two games at least. They won their
They
first
lost
2.
the last one 5-4 or some shit.
Oh yeah, it could be. Oh, where are the Astros? Oh, Don, not too sure what's happening with him, but he's coming into the
Oh
pits.
no.
Don, no, this might be ruining your
Oh,
race. Oh, poor Don. Muller up has caught up. Muller up
he
has
came to
caught
me
up.
on the day of the daughter's wedding.
The first one to overtake is gonna be Wazowski. Mike Wazowski, you forgot to fill in your paperwork. Here I come, bitch, and it's Muller up.
No, you'll have to ask him to tell you the story, but yeah, he's generally only got one working eye.
That is cool that you
I
call
think he's
yourself
got a wood
Wazowski.
splinter in the other one or some shit.
Oh, Muller up is gonna make the move. Muller up is gonna make the move. He's gonna make it stick,
Oh,
and that is gonna be move done by Muller up. I mean, he has those
that's
mediums.
beautiful.
He has those mediums, and now he's got 1 second to make up to the Rudiger.
He's actually closing in. He's actually catching up. He has got a lap fresher tyres, but that shouldn't make too much of a difference in terms of pace.
He has 0 ERS though. 0 ERS.
What has the Rudiger got? Let me have a look.
20.
Mm.
Wazowski, who seems to have lost it though. 1.9 seconds. So I think he just wants to capture that P3. He wants to secure that one. Muller up has the DRS. He's gonna be able to get closer, and we are gonna have a good P1 battle. Well, P1 and P2 battle to capture P1 at the end of the race. There's still 7 laps to go. And who is gonna win this race?
I'm not gonna lie. I want Muller up to win.
To be honest, me too, because Rudiger has won the championship last year, so, well, last season. And I know, well, Edward Pearson, I'm not too sure if you're familiar with him, but he's a
I have
British...
no idea who any of these people are.
Yeah,
It's
but
literally just,
Edward Pearson is a British Formula 3 driver.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I sometimes used to commentate with him, and he was a big fan of the
nice.
Rudiger.
Okay.
And I was for Muller up just
Man.
because he was his main rival, so...
I don't know. He's in second. It's a close battle. It would be nice to see him overtake him on the last lap. Exciting stuff, you know. British underdog. I love an underdog.
Is Muller up the underdog though? I think Sausage Joe is the Muller up. Is the underdog.
Well, no, I mean that's a crazy underdog. But I mean realistically, let's be honest. Top 4 all take themselves out. Specky Cabbage spins on the last lap, and Gandhi flip flops wins the race. Now that's what we all want to see, but that's not going to happen.
Actually, coming into this league, my
let's go for Muller up.
Sorry.
I said, realistically, if we're looking for an underdog thing, let's go for Muller up. That's the best chance of it happening.
True. Coming into this league, I was a big fan of Carlos Killer just because he was an Alfa Romeo driver. And we all know Alfa Romeo is my favorite team, so...
Alfa Romeo is beautiful. It's one of my all-time favorite cars. I never see an Alfa Romeo in real life and don't go, that's a sexy car. Ooh.
You mean the F1 car, right?
No, any of their cars. They're just so sleek.
Oh, I've got a Salvio.
you know, look, it's just like generally, I just love the look and the style of an Alfa Romeo. It's smooth, it's nice, it's
It
just elegant.
drives beautifully.
You know,
It drives
it's like
beautifully.
an English Jag. Now, Jaguar to an English person, it's just beautiful. It's perfection. The Alfa Romeo is like Italian perfection. You know, Lamborghini, yeah, they're fancy, they're sporty, they're this, they're that. You know, Ferraris are nice, but
Bro,
oh,
you
mate,
know,
Alfa Romeo is Switzerland.
the only classy Italian car there is Fiat.
Yeah.
We used
Well,
to have
they
a
own
Fiat.
Ferrari. We all know that.
Sorry?
Don't they own Ferrari?
Fiat owning Ferrari.
Pretty sure they do.
Do they?
Pretty sure they do.
You know that Fiat owns Alfa Romeo.
I'm pretty sure Fiat own, like, yeah, I'm pretty sure Fiat own Ferrari and Alfa Romeo.
That is actually crazy if you think about it. Such a, I'm not gonna say a slow car, but I'm not gonna say an ugly car either, because we had a Fiat at some point during our life. But
dude, the thing is though, is the fancy cars and the great cars, they don't make a business. They're for the fancy people. They're for the millionaires. They're for this, that, and the other. If you think about it, companies like Ford and Fiat will always earn more because they're a consumer car. They're for the millions. They're for the millions and the billions that will buy their shitty cars. They make more money than Ferrari do simply for the fact that they have more sales.
it's true. It's the same way at McDonald's, right? They're going for a globalization strategy just to have the most consumable product in the world.
Exactly. So say there's like thousands upon thousands of McDonald's stores in the world. Now, the most expensive and the most fanciest restaurant in the world, what do you think their income is a year? It's nowhere near McDonald's.
No, true.
Because they're focusing on a set sort of clientele.
Same with KFC.
Yeah, exactly. Like, be gay. They only released like 20 of their cars. I mean, even if they sell them for like 20 million, that's a limit of 400. That's the most they can make on it.
That's true.
I mean, don't get me wrong, they still make a hell of a profit.
Do you actually study for?
Study for?
No. Just study in school?
Engineering. Long story.
Engineering, and you're working in a KFC.
Yeah, we'll save that for another day. It's a very long story.
That's for the podcast.
Yeah. That's definitely a podcast in trying to come. We need to work out a name for that one, by the way.
Oh no. No, I hate that one. I don't like it. Why purple? Why purple sector?
No, because it's like purple sector. Like in Formula One, you have the purple sector. It's like when you go the fastest, you have a green sector, you have like the orange sector, and you've got the purple sector.
I'm going with red flag podcast.
I don't mind that, you know.
No, we're not gonna do red flag.
Or checkered flag podcast.
Come on, you gotta be original, like unique. Checkered flag podcast. Come on, buddy. That's not. You didn't think that through.
Thomas the Tank Engine. Yeah.
All right, now Muller up, being pretty close to the Rudiger, not close enough though.
Yeah, we've not done you enough justice. I'm sorry, Muller up. Let's watch you the last 2 laps. Forgot this was the thing. Right.
Also pretty close to Carlos, so we can definitely not miss that either, as they are 3 tenths away from each other, 4 tenths right now. So we're gonna switch over to Specky Cabas and Sausage Joe after this straight, so we might be able to see a move from Muller up on the Rudiger. He's not gonna be close enough, so we're gonna switch over to Specky, and he's not close enough to Joe either, so we might switch over to Carlos to see a move.
Tell you what though, the ERS difference is getting less and less between those two. They're very close to each other with ERS levels now. He might be building it up to make a move on the last lap, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would do in his situation, because he's got such an advantage to Rudiger on top line speed, that even if he makes the move on the next lap, Rudiger should have him on the last lap on the DRS. So I think he's going to stick him behind. This is what I would do, is stick him behind, try and build up as much ERS as you can while still keeping that sort of half-second gap generally on DRS zones, because you know yourself, if it's more than half a second, you're struggling. But I think he's going to wait till the last lap.
It's 2 more laps right now. And as you said, yeah, I think it's very realistic to keep the car behind for 1 more lap. Just trying to make the overtake.
Maneuver.
Specky right now, 6/10 behind Sausage, and I think this has been lost, as Specky has also a 3-second time penalty, maybe even more. So Sausage Joe is gonna run away with the P4 here. Carlos, who is pretty close to Dom too.
Follow up, make the move around the outside.
Just got it right on time.
Make the move. He's got 11% PRS left, and Deriva's got 30%. He's going to make the move. He's going to try and make. Oh! He's around the outside. Is he going to hold it?
They're side by side, and the move has been done by Rudiger coming into turn 11.
That was a big power move. That was big dick energy from fucking Rudiger right there.
Yes, sir. Rudiger using all of his ERS to make the overtake into turn 10. Now Mollerup has something to do here in the last lap. He doesn't have a good exit coming out of that corner. He's using some ERS. He's using the DRS.
Wait, what's going to happen between Sausage Joe and Spicy Cabin? This seems quite close on the fucking on the straight.
It's not close enough. It's not close enough. Switching over to Mollerup. Last lap. 2 more seconds. 2 more sectors to go. There's 2/10s, 3/10s between the two. And will Mollerup be able to get the top, the top position here? It's not gonna make it. 5/10s between the two.
It's a low.
It's not gonna make it. The Rudiger has the straight line speed. No, actually, he doesn't.
Oh no, he just received a 3-second time penalty.
That is frustrating.
The Rudiger will have seen that, and he will be cruising to the line.
Yep. Just traction control on full.
Again, hopefully.
What I would do as a driver is just try to cause an incident and just blame it on the other driver.
And that's why you don't league race. Thank God for that.
Hold up. I used to be very good. Looking at the penalties right now. Sausage Joe is not going to get P3. And there you have it. The Rudiger coming across the line to capture P1. Mollerup in P2. And we've got
climactic finish with the penalty, but very well done from all drivers involved. Very clean race. I didn't see many incidents there myself.
Yes, sir. And there's still a lot of people to come across the line, including Dom, as he finds himself right behind Lozozen, but unfortunately, he has that penalty too. Wazowski, GG, had to try something different. GG, buddy. You got a P3 in your first race here in the Super Sunday division, so not too bad yourself. Sean, Cavallis, and Sport are gonna drop out of the points. Are you reading the chat, Niall?
Oh, wait. Let me have a look.
He's talking to you. Cavallis is the only one still having to cross the line here
Well, you did know I was here, you idiot. You know I was here from the sprint race, so don't try that nonsense.
No, he meant sweat as in practice.
Oh, fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had literally no idea I was going to be here until about 20 minutes before it happened, so.
We go. Calvo is coming across the line, and that is going to be your France Grand Prix of the Formula Racing League. Hopefully all of you enjoyed it. I will go through the standings one more time. The driver of the day is going to be Wazowski. So he's not going to be the biggest winner, well, the biggest loser, like I said, but he's going to be the biggest winner.
How can we give him driver of the day? Explain.
Oh no, the game just said it. I didn't decide.
All right, fair enough.
He went from P7 to P3, so, I mean...
Oh, yeah. All right, I forgot about that. Yeah, sorry. Sorry,
Gandhi went from P13 to P6, not too bad either. But yeah, I mean, Wazowski, not too bad. He took a different strategy, and it worked out.
He knows how to wind them up.
All right, guys, this was gonna be your France Grand Prix. I'm gonna switch over to the thank you screen. And thank you very much for watching. I thank Niall very much for being here. Thank you very much, Niall.
No problem. I hope I didn't distract you too much from the race.
Doesn't really matter, buddy. Doesn't really matter. Like a little bit of a talk is sometimes a little bit more interesting than just talking about the race, isn't it? Yeah. All right, guys. I thank you very much for watching. This was Phoebe Thomas as your commentator. If you would like to check out more races that I will be doing on other leagues, make sure to check out my Twitch channel, as also my YouTube channel. I will link it down the description. So thank you very much for watching. Peace out.